Get in here, get in here, get in here, get in here, get in here. Okay, I am back. I am back. And honestly, I digressed anyway. In my previous video, I know I was now talking about food and stuff. That should just be a video on its own. So that would be for another day. But what I was talking about, really, the origin of the idea was 50 things. I'm going to do a series of 50 things I wish I knew, right? Or 50 things that life has taught me at a very late stage sometimes. Some of us are late bloomers, okay? And that's okay. That's all right. I remember there were people when we were in our 20s that were just, man, they just had it. They just had it. They had the it factor. And some of us, we have been trailing behind, trying to catch up on things, and that's all right. Everyone's journey is different. Every time I find myself comparing myself with other people, or being maybe jealous of other people, um, I just remind myself that, what, Isabel, be you focus on your in your lane, be in your lane. You've heard the example of marathoners, or even people who run a race. The Bible talks about it. When you run a race, you have to be in your own lane. If you get in someone's lane, you're going to be disqualified. So I'm very human. Sometimes I feel that, but every time I find myself feeling that, I remember comparison is the thief of joy. Like, I have to run my own race, and our races are different. Each person, race is different. I have seen some videos of maybe younger people in their 20s or in their 30s, that someone was saying that, oh, they feel like older people are jealous of younger people. I I don't know if that's true, because for me it's not even necessarily, maybe when I feel some kind of jealous, it's for younger people. It's just sometimes someone that I just feel like they're ahead of me. Then I feel a twinge of jealousy come, and then it's like, be in your lane. Be in your lane, Isabel. Be in your lane. Don't be in someone else's lane. And also reminding yourself, someone somewhere actually envies you too. They envy your life. They want your life. So you know what, I'm just going to celebrate my life and enjoy my life. I'm not going to compare myself with other people. So for me, I would say to younger people, I don't think it's necessarily envy or jealous that we older people, we feel jealous or envious of younger people. No, for me, I think what I would say is regret. Maybe that's what I feel. So, and everyone has that, because no one really has done this life thing perfectly. Because if you don't have any form of regret, I don't know. I suspect you. Again, to each their own. But I think for me, what I deal with usually really it's regret. I don't envy anyone who is younger than me, or because my friend and I, we were talking about this the other day, and she said, just remember, someone is young to someone. So for me, I'm half a century right now, but I'm also young to someone, and someone who is 20 is older to someone who is in their 30s, they are younger to someone, like, it's just relative. It's subjective. So anywho, but yeah, like, preparation always meets opportunity. So that's where you always have to prepare. My former pastor, Pastor Aloy, always used to say, prepare like you've never prayed, and pray like you've never prepared. So it's preparation meets opportunity. It's everything. It's prayer, it's preparation, then opportunity. That's what sets you up for success, which is why I was talking in my other live video, I was talking about Sunday for me is preparation day. It's reset day. It's when I do everything, set myself up for success for the week. I pick my outfits, at least I try. I also do things that make my life easy. When I find outfits that work, it's not exactly a capsule wardrobe per se, but it's just things that work for me. When I find a pair of pants that work, because it's so difficult, I'm not that tall, but sometimes I just struggle to find pants that are the length that I want for the price that I want. So if I find one pair of pants that work, I will buy them in every color, because simplicity is the mother of invention. I just want simplicity in my life. I want simple things. I have this pair of pens. I have them in light green, in blue, in, and then I just change tops. I just have different tops, and black is one color that I always have, because black always works with everything. It simplifies my life. Like I said, I struggle in the mornings. I've since, transitioned, but still mornings are really hard for me. I don't remember myself ever being really enthusiastic about mornings. I have to try harder. So I need things that simplify my life to prepare and set me up for success for the week. For example, like I said, I love green tea. I love my matcha. However, the creamy matcha that you have to whisk and stuff, it takes long. I don't have that much time in the morning. I wake up and maybe I have 30 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes to prepare. I don't have, I do things that simplify my life. I found matcha tea bags. They are not as strong, but they do what I need them to do. They wake me up. They keep me awake when I have an energy crash. Okay, I do things that are easy for me. I prepare my meals on Sunday. Simplify things. Do the grocery shop. I recycle the same things. Unless if it's a store that I'm going because I can't maybe go to Sam's Club or whatever, then I have to look for what's on sale. But really, I just like to just circulate the same things that I know I like, that are easy for me to prepare, that simplify my life. And I'm not even saying I don't do luxurious things as well. I do. I just try to create them at home. I try to recreate the luxurious experiences at home. Unless if I'm going out to meet with a friend or a business partner or something, then yeah, we can do a little luxury here and get it from the store. But I like to create my own things. For example, there's this coffee. I just saw it. It's salted caramel butter coffee. And again, I don't drink coffee every day. So once during the weekend on Saturdays, because I'm just relaxed at home, I make that coffee and I use ghee and I use, I just try to recreate it, make it creamy and luxurious, and put a little bit extra honey, and it's sweet, and it just gives me the feel that I'm not depriving myself, right? But again, it's preparation. So you need to do the things that you need to do to prepare, to set you up for success. And there's a lot of preparation. Sometimes we just see success, but we don't see the behind the scenes of what people do or go through. And I've had a privilege, by the grace of God, of just working with companies that are big in this, on the side of operations, really, which is it's not even my area of study. However, I wanted to know about operations because I just wanted to see systems, efficiency, and what helps you to be efficient in your life, right? Because life is to me, I take life as school for me. We are constantly learning. We are learning from the people around us. We are learning from the painful situations that we find ourselves in. We are constantly learning. Have that mindset of just constantly be learning from. I hear someone speak, my eyes are like this, my ears are like this, because I want to hear from people's experiences. There's always a nugget someone would drop from their experience. So saying that, to say that operations has taught me so much about efficiency, and it has helped me so much in my personal life. And also going back to school as an adult, my goodness, like I didn't know anything. I went from the only technology that I was using, as a CNA, like we would chat, in chatting, whatever, for our clients and stuff, and email. I would write emails, Facebook, social media. That's about all I knew. A bit of Excel, a bit of Word, a bit of, and then I went back to school and I started learning things like statistics, using MATLAB, or or at such a later stage in my life, and going from zero knowledge of, I was never a computer science person, so it's like MATLAB, what, but those things were able to help me, with efficiency, and I was able to learn a lot of things about efficiency. They say nowadays degrees don't matter much, they are not worth much. Yeah, I partially agree. While that is true to a certain extent, really, but there are certain things that YouTube Academy can teach you. Udemy, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Great as it is, Coursera. I love Coursera. I have so many certificates from Coursera. Coursera can teach you, the things like that, efficiency, managing your time, uh, what do you call it, time blocking, building relationships with people. They're just certain things that interacting with human beings will teach you, or even like showing up to work on time, planning ahead, knowing, okay, it takes me 2 hours to get to work. I can't be now, waking up at 6 when I start work at 8. It's not gonna work, because then you're just rushing yourself, and when you're rushing yourself, guess what? You will make so many mistakes that you will regret. So preparation meets opportunity. Always have the habit of preparing the day before. What am I gonna eat? What am I, what am I gonna wear tomorrow? You have your calendar before you, the appointments that you have the reminders. Some of us that are, not diagnosed by a doctor, but I do exhibit, for even from early on in life, the things that people say people who are neurodivergent do. So it's like, that's just a different ball game that you have to prepare to set yourself up for success. What does preparation look like? Preparation looks like studying ahead of time when you have class. What does preparation look like? I tend to procrastinate because, again, perfection is the enemy of good. But to be honest, as a creative, I do tend to struggle with that. And because I want it to be perfect, I feel like it's not going to be perfect. I keep postponing things until now it's the last minute I have to do. But I have since learned, for example, with assignments, it helped me, even if I would say I don't have any inspiration for this paper or for this assignment, I don't even know where to begin. But looking at it ahead of time helped me, because then as I'm going about my business during the week, ideas about that assignment will come. For example, we had this class that I took about AI. What was the title of it? I don't know. It was just about artificial intelligence and business, and this one assignment, I had no idea. But what I did, I just went, I looked at it, and I was like, oh, I have no idea. And, and instead of also just being quick to go to ChatGPT or whatever, but I just leave it. I let it sit, and then I go about my business. Sometimes the ideas come when I'm sleeping. Then I go back into that assignment, and then I look at it again. Sometimes that's just the preparation you need, because then by the time you need to write that assignment, you already have the ideas, you've already researched them, you write your paper. And sometimes you need tools that help. Nowadays, I always say this. I know some people are not for artificial intelligence, but honestly, it has some good, it has its evil, just like the internet has its good and it has its evil. At this point, you might as well learn it, because you might as well learn, because you can't say, oh, this thing is an enemy and I don't even want to know about it, because guess what, your children are learning about it. So you need to learn. And just like the internet, I remember when the internet came and people were like, oh, internet, terrible, terrible. And people who didn't learn how to use computers, they were left behind, because jobs were now looking, it wasn't just how many words can you type, oh, 50 words per minute, but it's like, can you use, those who were born around when I was born, MS DOS. Now you know my age. MS DOS, like you have to know. So for me, yeah, you need tools like that will help. Calendar management tools, maybe even your own personal assistant, and as an agent that helps you reminds you of dates, or even the old traditional way of just, I know people who have calendars on their refrigerators, and for me though, because sometimes I may never look at that calendar, so I actually really need physical notifications. I'm that person who sets 10 million alarms to wake up. I'm that person who sets, like I have to set an alarm to say, oh, reminder for this meeting, or else I will never remember that meeting was on my schedule. So sometimes you need tools, Monday.com, Slack, just those tools that help you with either project management, if you have so many things that you have to juggle, and just prepare, because the world, it's rough out there. It's really rough, and people will judge you. You have to prepare. When your hairdos. For some of us, who the hair takes 10 hours to do, or it costs hundreds of dollars. You have to prepare, you have to plan, you have to save, you have to have a fund for that, for the hairdo. And then, because if you don't, it's not gonna get done, and you're going to be looking homeless, and people will judge you for that. You will be out there with a great presentation, a great product, but people will not even look at you. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in. So you have to prepare, even put in time for relaxation, for your mental health, for catching up with friends, for just doing fun things, calling family. Sometimes you have to pen it in, put it in the time block, because if you don't, it will never happen. There's always one thing, and so many distractions nowadays. Social media is a big distraction. If you see the amount of hours that we spend on social media, man, guilty as charged. I just started seeing these videos about, you've consumed enough, now start creating. That was one of the things too that motivated me to start this content creation journey. Yes, part of it was being comfortable with putting out imperfect work and being criticized and people thinking whatever they want to think, and me being okay with it. But part of it was like, man, those videos, it's like, that is so true. I really have consumed enough. Sometimes we live vicariously through other people. You watch everyone's story, everything they are doing, what they had for breakfast, but you're making money for them. But who is making money for you? Which is interesting too, because Khalifa says, even like sometimes how we're like, oh, why do my haters watch my videos? It's like, she says, you know what, let them watch. They are your dollars. They're giving you dollars. Let them watch and be silent while you're making money. They don't even need to say anything or comment and say, we see you. Just them watching, they're giving you views, you're making money. But it's like, we are so consumed about other people's life. Every little life, we are there. Every little story, we are there. We are watching, they're making money. People are posting things and leaving the gram, and you're there 24/7. That's why I said, no, this has to change for me this year. When I'm here on Facebook, on social media, either I'm learning I have to learn a thing or two that I will improvise or add to my life, or I'm creating. I'm creating. It doesn't matter. I may not earn a penny right now, but you know what? In a couple of days, I will. Or maybe that will be my legacy. That it will be here for people to watch and learn a thing or two from me. But I am done just watching other people live. I am done just watching other people on vacations, living vicariously through them. How did I even get here? We are talking about preparation. Preparation meets opportunity. But yes, prepare, prepare, prepare. Don't waste time. Don't waste your time. Prepare. Preparation helps save time. It helps save money. The amount of money that I have saved now, I take lunch. I take my lunch, my chia seed pudding, which fills me up. I don't even, call me cheap, but like what, $5 for coffee? Unless I'm meeting a friend, then I will buy it, because it's a special occasion where we're meeting with it. But just me by myself spend $5 on what? Coffee? Matcha? Are you kidding me? Do you know how many matchas I can make out of $5? Ah, man. Call me cheap, but I'll live on that lane then, because we are building out here. We are saving money. We are building. We are creating. So it's like prepare. Preparation saves you money, because if you're not prepared and you go to work now, you're spending. You may think it's just McDonald's, but you know what? That McDonald's is not cheap too. The last time I was there, it's like if you get a meal, it will cost you $10. That McDonald's, it's not even tasty. It's not even tasty, and it's not good for you. It's not healthy. Your body does not. Now even Chick-fil-A, like they use chicken with antibiotics, and they use seed oils in their chicken. So it's not even like, why am I doing this to myself? No. And now my body, when I even eat that stuff, my body will report me right away. I'll start feeling it. So to me, it's just like, I will prepare because it will help me save time. It will help me save money. It will help my body. My waistline will thank me. My heart will thank me. My arteries will thank me. And so help me God. Help me God. And I will just share some of the tips that I have learned from some people too. It's not like I just woke up and I knew chia seed pudding to prepare. No, I've learned from other people, and I'll just share. Anything I share here, there's nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun. The Bible says, if anyone claims that what they're talking about is new, it's a lie. Nothing is new under the sun. We are inventors. God put us on this earth to invent things and to improve things. But we are improvising or improving on what has already been invented. Yes. We are inventors, but we are improving on what has already been invented. For example, iPhone started at, I don't know, now we're at 20 something, I don't know, Galaxy, same thing. What keeps happening? Improving, right? Iteration from the original product. So nothing is new under the sun. But maybe someone will not listen to another person, but they will listen to me. So I will share. So, all right, this was and I don't even know what to say, but yeah. And the other one, I will share the meal prep one. I will share about it again when I can just complete about what I usually do for my meal prep, maybe even grocery shopping and saving money and all the things. This year we're doing all the things. We're doing all the things. We're just not watching other people going on vacation. We are going to save money. We are going to create that fund for the vacation, and we're going to go to that vacation. We're going to live our dreams. We're going to start our business. We are going to go back to school. We're going to have that degree. We are going to make that money. We're going to make those investments. We're doing all the things, okay? All the things. And it doesn't matter where you are at right now, start where you are. Doesn't matter how old you are, start where you are. The world tends to just write you off like, oh, The power of compound interest. Yes, the power of compound interest. If you're in your 20s, good for you. If you're in your 30s, good for you. If you're in your 40s, good for you too. Because guess what? Your compound interest is different from someone who's in their 70s, depending on how long they live. So now you can go, oh, now that I'm 50, because I've not started investing, it's too late for me. That's what I don't like about when people talk about those things about compound interest. Yes, I agree. The power of compound interest, you start in your 20s, good for you. But guess what? Some people didn't get the chance or they didn't know any better. And now they are in their 60s. So do we write them off? No. Start where you are. How many businesses were started by people who were late in age? KFC, Colonel, the person who started KFC, I can't remember his name. Wasn't he like late in age? So I am an advocate for people to start where they are at, to start at any age, to start. That's why I'm here. That's why I started this content creation journey, to encourage people to say you can do whatever you want at whatever age you are, wherever you are. Just start with what you have. As in the Bible, it says, Moses, what do you have in your hand? What do you have in your hand? I have a rod. Yeah, throw the rod. And he did. And guess what? That rod changed and it turned into a snack. It's a snack, not a snack you eat, a snake. My goodness, can't talk today. But it's like, what do you have, widow? What do you have in your house? Yeah, I only have this loaf of bread. No, it wasn't the loaf of bread. This flour, this little flour and oil, that I would just make one loaf of bread and me and my son, we eat and we die. No. Bring that to me. Bring that to me. Take it to the prophet, and that did not dry up. The oil did not dry up. The flour did not dry up. What do you have, widow? They are about to come take my children. Prophet, what do you have in your house? I have this little oil. Okay, go and borrow jars, as many jars as you can. By faith, what do you have in your hand? And that oil was sold, paid the debt, and they even had more to live on. What do you have? The wine is finished, Jesus. And, wine is not supposed to be finished during the wedding. Well, what do you have? What do you have? We only have water. Yeah, fill those jars with water. All those pots, fill them with water. And what happened? Water turned into wine. What do you have in your hands? What's in your hands right here, right now? Not tomorrow, not waiting for perfect conditions, not waiting for that job. No, that job that you have right now. What do you have in your, start right there. Oh, but I'm 50. It's too late. No, it's not. Start right there. Start where you are. Start where you are, ma. Start where you are, sir. Oh, I'm too young. I'm still 50. Yes. Start right there where you are. Start where you are with what you have. Don't look at other people. Don't look at someone else's lane. Have you seen when marathoners are running a marathon, or even 100 yards, whatever, 100 meters? If you just look back, or if you look in someone's lane, that's the end for you. Either you trip up and you fall, or someone just comes and passes you by, because it's distracting. Human beings, we are not wired to do, to look back at the same time, and you're sprinting at the same. Either you're focusing on looking back, or you're sprinting forward. So sprint forward. In my Zimbabwean accent, sprint forward. Focus. Don't look to the left or to the right. Don't look to someone's lane. Just you start where you are, right where you are, no matter what age you are. You want to go back to school? Start. Fill that application. I don't have $50 or $30, however that much. Well, you know what? They give waivers for those applications. Sometimes you just email someone and ask for a waiver. But start the application. Start the thing. Don't wait. There will never be any perfect conditions. The perfect time to start is now. And don't compare yourself with anyone. Comparison is the thief of joy. And don't look into someone else's lane. Live your life and look at your lane. Okay? Bye.